Devon Achane, Offensive Rookie of the Year, 1,500 all-purpose yards. I know, I sound a little crazy. And everyone wants to talk about Bijan Robinson. Rightfully so. He's going to be a monster for the Falcons. They want to talk about Jahmyr Gibbs after the Lions traded up in the first round and go grab him. People want to talk about Zach Charbonnet after the Seahawks snagged him, even though they already have Kenneth Walker on their team. People want to talk about Jordan Addison, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, all these fancy rookies. But how can they be forgetting Devon Achane? You literally cannot stop the A-chain. We are talking about the fastest running back in this draft class with a 4.32 40-yard dash. I get it. He's a little smaller at 5'9", 190 pounds, but he is lightning in a bottle. He is a danger to score every time he touches the ball. You cannot stop the A-chain. Let me tell you, this is a guy who does not shy away from contact. Despite being a little undersized, he can hit. He is agile. He is fast. He's quick. A beast in the making, and I cannot believe he is not being talked about enough. When I say he can be Offensive Rookie of the Year, I genuinely mean it. And for the Dolphins, they'd be the first player of that caliber since 2005 with my guy, Ronnie Brown. We have not had a rushing presence like that in so long. And I know McDaniel is licking his chops, knowing that he is going to have this speed demon in his backfield. Everyone will be focused on Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, but the real threat will be coming out of the backfield. Out of the gate, we'll have a young rookie yearning to make his name known in the NFL. And I'm going to be telling you here how he will be making that breakout season happen. We've got the Tinfoil Hat Talk. Welcome back to Nando Talk. We're ready to rock and roll. My guy Devon Achane is as well. And let me break it down to you what this Dolphins third round pick 84 for the 2023 draft class, what he brings to the table. If you're not familiar with his game already, my guy at Texas A&M, Devon Achane, is an absolute bullet. 5'9", 190, like I said, with a little bit of room to grow more. He was also a sprinter, so he can add a little bit to that frame. Even if he has a couple of pounds without losing too much speed, it'd be glorious. He's got plenty of that speed, though. Like I said, a 4.32 official 40-yard dash. He is one of the fastest running backs in combine history, let alone being the fastest in this class. So this is some historic numbers. It's blistering speed, and it's that speed why McDaniel was so excited to have this kid drafted. I'm talking about a kid who is so agile as well. He can change it any direction, make defenders miss in space. It allows him to get on the edge and just make them big plays in that open field. He's got plenty of it because he's got some good vision as well. He can see it. He knows when to hit the hole, when to tear it up and hit that second gear. Get that extra boost of speed and just wakata, run through it, make the best decision and avoid the defenders. He's got some nice hands as well. So it's not just hitting the hole, but getting out there, hitting some nice routes, and then whoop, swooping it in there, getting that catch, bring it in, and it's a valuable asset in the passing game. Considering the Dolphins used that a lot last year with guys like Mostert, oof. I would love to have Devon Achane there. That young rookie with that speed. Mostert's fine and all, but if you can mix it up and keep him fresh and allow Achane to cook as well. So I was talking about maybe 1,500 all-purpose yards might be a little much, but if he can get 1,000 all-purpose yards, let's talk about 800 rushing yards, maybe 300 receiving yards. That's one heck of a rookie, man. And McDaniel's going to have him churning out touches. He wants to get this kid involved. He's a valuable asset as a runner, as a pass catcher, and as a pass blocker as well. He can be on the field at all times. The only concern is that little bit of a size, but if Jimbo Fisher liked him and trusts him at Texas A&M and McDaniel has that running back eye, he chose him as well. I am trusting that kid. I am all for it. Now, like again, his little weakness might be a little bit of the size issue, but with an NFL conditioning program with focus to be a complete NFL player, a football player, and not any other interests, no other sports, Achane can hopefully sculpt his body a little better and get that little size to really last throughout an NFL season. He has had some durability concerns in the past. He missed 2 games 2021 with a hamstring injury, which happens as a lot of speed guys. Hopefully, again, NFL conditioning program, he works out those kinks. And then in high school, way back, he had an knee injury. But running backs often get injured, so I'm not too concerned. I think he'll be able to hold it up. And again, we've got a stable of running backs in Mostert, Wilson, Ahmed, and Gaskin. If they make the roster, I think they can work a way to keep him fresh. Running back by committee is not something I'm afraid of. And if we've got some dynamic guys and they're all lightning, hey, I'm here for it, man. The running style, he can break off those big plays. He's not the power running, but like I said, he makes those defenders miss in space. Good receiver. And I like that dual threat, man. I think his skill set really translates to the NFL. He's been compared to Alvin Kamara, and hey, that's a heck of a comparison there. And if he can even produced an inkling of that his rookie year, those positive signs. Offensive Rookie of the Year obviously is a lot to talk, but I've got that tinfoil hat, man. So I'm down for that prediction. If he goes anywhere close to that, hey, we're ready to rock. It would fit massively for the Dolphins. We do like to run. The only reason why McDaniel even shied away from it last year was because some runs just weren't working. And I just don't see that being the case for Devon Achane, honestly. Like, you talk about that speed, that's the kind of guy who, yes, there'll be some runs where he gets stuffed, where he doesn't really break that. But eventually, wakata, a big run to the outside, takes it to the house, and we'll have that speed, some speed we've been missing since Kenyon Drake, since Lamar Miller. Honestly, that was that last kind of burst of speed that I'm missing with Devon Achane. And if we can get that back, oh baby, yes, we have a pass-oriented offense, but you sprinkled in some nice runs, some nice catches out of the backfield. You make that defense hesitate and wonder, oh my God, is this going to Tyreek, Waddle, Achane, Mostert? What's happening here, man? Oh, defenses and their coordinators are going to be a sweating bullets. So let's talk a little bit more about what this breakout season would really look like for my guy over here in the preseason. And really, in the breakout would have to begin early. We're talking about signs now in OTAs, which he seems to be having positive signs. But again, nothing really means much until we get pads, full contact, and we'll see those in those open practices. Come join us if you're going to go. I went to all of them last year, all 8. It was super fun. We got to see our running backs in action. Edmonds was cool, but obviously we know he eventually gets traded. He's not much used to the Dolphins. But when Mostert came on that field, you could tell the difference of, oh, wow, all these guys are fast because they're NFL athletes, where Mostert was a different beast. And he was the talk of the town on Twitter. And that was a guy coming back from injury. Okay, we're talking about Devon Achane, young rookie, not a 30-year-old come back from injury like Mostert. All respect to him. But we're talking about a young Devon Achane ready to say, yo, we've got the cheetah, we've got the penguin. And if you heard Tyreek's little nickname for Devon Achane, he said, you got the jaguar, another speed like cat. So, hey, that's a big, tall task for him to set. And I think since the beginning of training camp, he's going to be letting off big runs. I think he'll be shown. And speed can be highlighted a lot in training camp when they don't make those big tackles. There's not that full effort. So if he rips off a couple of runs, gets the attention, he'll start to get some nice work in. You factor in the preseason. He maybe has a couple strong showings, a couple of big runs, enough that they go, oh, snap, we're not playing him anymore. We've seen what we need to see. This kid's got the goods. Week 1 against the Chargers, man. I would love nothing more if that on that first possession, the Chargers are looking at Tyreek, they're looking at Waddle, and out of nowhere, bam, little pitch to Devon Achane. He just takes it up, tears it off. Teron Armstead lays someone out, and Devon Achane says, wow, that's open space. Bada bing, bada bang. It's a touchdown, 63 yards, we'll call it. And wow, we get the day started early. I don't know if we'll beat the Chargers, but seeing an awesome run like that from Achane would do wonders for this heart. It would let me know that we've got a promising rookie on our hands. And he takes that along Sunday Night Football against the Patriots, provides a consistent running game. We think we've got something. But that week 3 game, that week 3 against the Broncos, yes, they've got a strong rushing defense. You know, they are a strong defense in general. But when you come home after the Dolphins have had 2 intense games on the road, us home crowd will be pumping. I'll be there in section 138. We'll be cheering for our team, and we get a couple good runs, run it down their throat, get them big yards, a couple first downs between its Mostert, Achane. We'll be wanting to run more and more and get the control. And honestly, we'll start clobbering the Broncos. We'll need to run more and more to salt away the clock. And Achane is going to help us out. And I think that's going to be his big first game. I'm talking about over 100 yards, maybe a touchdown or 2, really feeling that home crowd. And we've got another home run rookie. We've got another home run speedster ready to take the ball to the house at any time he is called upon. And I will be loving it, man. Mid-season, you know, Achane will be playing well. He'll have rushed for over 100 yards in 4 games, maybe total 10 touchdowns at this point. Week 8, week 9. He's a key part of the offense at this point, and we are starting to climb the standings. He'd play a major role in our success, and at this point, he's a fan favorite. We're talking about Devon Achane, where his jerseys are flying off the wall. He's probably over there replacing my Tannehill jersey, and he's a household name, not just for the Dolphins, but for people around the US, around the country who are like, this kid is awesome. I'm picking up in fantasy. I'm trading for him. I'm just watching those games and seeing those highlights. Oh, snap. Look at that nasty cut, that crazy juke, that blistering speed, that home run touchdown. Wow. Oh, wow. Achane is a fan favorite and not just among Dolphins fans. And you keep that momentum going. You get more and more trust. We don't have too many cold weather games at the end of the season. Thankfully, we have a lot of home games towards the end of the season, but we still continue to run. We still continue to feed this kid. And I still think Tua, Tyreek, Waddle, I think our entire passing offense is going to have a nice year, but it's going to be heavily helped by Achane carrying it on the ground, getting those little catches out of the backfield as well, really providing an extra element to this offense that was just lacking some games last year. End of the season, he finishes strong, over 1,000 yards rushing, 10 touchdowns total, sprinkling maybe 200, 300 receiving yards. I'd love 500, get that to 1,500 yards, but hey, it's a tall task. But I think he will get that offensive rookie of the year. Yes, there's Bijan Robinson. Yes, there is Jahmyr Gibbs, but a little bit crowded, okay, for Jahmyr Gibbs and the Detroit Lions. They do have David Montgomery to contend with over there. There is some guys who will be stealing some touches from him. And the Lions got a lot of receivers as well. We'll have to see how that offense really shakes out. For the Falcons, they don't really have the greatest threat in the passing game unless Desmond Ridder takes off. So I think they're going to rely a lot on Bijan Robinson, but to the point where he might hit a rookie wall at some point. I think he might be carrying a lot of that offense. I think it'll be between him and Achane to really decide who is that rookie of the year. The receivers are good, but not as strong as years past. Jordan Addison might be the best one, and he's going to be not the best receiver in his team with Justin Jefferson there. Jackson Smith and Jigba has Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf above him. So I think between Robinson and Achane, they'll be deciding which running back is more dynamic. And I think it'll just be more fun to watch Achane highlights. You'll be watching that speed. That's always just a wow, a crowd pleaser right there. And if he gets the right votes, if the Dolphins are doing better than the Falcons too, which is a key massive point in this, we'll be making the playoffs. The Falcons will probably be scraping to stay alive and churn out some wins. I think Achane will be able to have enough juice to get that offensive rookie of the year, and we'll be making the playoffs. Like I just said, this breakout season would be a massive story and be considered one of the best rookies in the NFL, one of the best running backs in the NFL, and a top player to watch for years to come. And I'm so excited. It all is coming to a fruition, man. We are currently in a renaissance of South Florida sports, and that is why I'm this excited. That's why I'm going to be continuing this series of promising science for the Dolphins, tinfoil hat talks, bunch of crazy takes. We're talking about a time where the Florida Panthers are in the Stanley Cup Finals as an 8th seed. The Miami Heat just beat the Boston Celtics as an 8th seed, and they're going to the NBA Finals. The Miami Marlins are above 500. That's a miracle in itself. And the Dolphins are promising as well. They are looking ahead towards the future. And I am so excited what this season is going to bring. So yes, I'm going to be making crazy takes. Yes, I'm going to be hyping it up because that's what we do with the tinfoil hat. That's what we do with the positive energy here on Nando Talk in general. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're still at this point, you're awesome. Drop a like, comment, tell me how I did. Tell me if I'm crazy, if I'm ridiculous. Tell me if I got you energized for Devon Achane, for this young rookie, this crazy Jaguar coming over to the Dolphins, the young Texas A&M Aggie. I am so excited to have him on the offense, and I'm excited to have anyone who's still listening to me at this point as well. If you like this, drop a like, comment, let me know how it went. Maybe subscribe too if you want to check it out. But most importantly, get hyped for this Miami Dolphins season. Check out more tinfoil hat takes. They'll be coming a lot more soon, and more Dolphins talk in general as we ramp up throughout this season. But hey, thanks for tuning in to some Nando Talk, to some tinfoil hat takes, to the tinfoil hat talk, whatever you want to check it out and call it. But most importantly, thank you for enjoying. Longest outros as always, but hey, as long as you enjoyed, that's the important part. So thanks for tuning in. Fins up, chins up, and I'll catch you next time. Be easy.